So I'm going to go on either the front or the side view and bring an image plane. So here's my image plane. I always select it and move it back so it's behind the grid. So I make sure that I have it behind the grid. I can also bring it up a little bit. This image plane is really small. I might want to scale it just within the context of the grid. And on the side view, I'm just going to bring it up. So I can maximize my side view. I can select this image plane and drop it inside a layer. So there's this create a new layer or create a new layer and assign selected objects. So this is going to be my reference 1. And I'm going to just lock the layer. So now I don't have to, so I don't move it accidentally. One other thing I could do is before I lock this, I can go to this attribute editor of this image plane and make it less opaque. So I'm just going to make it a little bit transparent. I'm going to take out the grid, go back to my channel box and lock the layer. So now I'm ready to start working on this, tracing this lamp. So the first thing I need to do is to look at the different components. So I have the lampshade that has consists of like maybe 1 or 2 parts. I have that little holder up here, that, the kind of the gear that holds this lampshade. And then I have all this curved metal pipe, cylindrical, that goes all the way down to the base, and it has 1, 2, 3 different thicknesses, and plus there's some other bolts and stuff. I need to do cable, and so there's a lot of components. I'm gonna start with the curve. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring the curve tool. CV curve tool is fine, and I'm gonna make sure that it's a cubic curve. So I'm gonna start from here, and I'm gonna try to I don't have to worry much about the shape of the curve now. And then I can go back. I pressed enter to finish that shape. Then I'm going to go on the curve and click on control vertex and start moving these into position. So you might notice that on the curve itself there's some areas are a little bit there's some areas that would require more points, and we'll do that in a minute. But first I want to just go to the control vertex and grab these guys here and press the R key to scale and straighten them out. If you press against them vertically on the scale tool, it straightens them out. So now I'm going to go and look at this curve for a second. This curve has, in the attribute editor, I can see it has 8 spans. So about 8 or 9 points, like those are the segments between the points, so that's not enough. Before I do anything, I would like to make the points more evenly spaced. So I'm going to go to my notice in 2016 there's only one modeling area. There's no curves or surfaces. There's no surfaces or polygons. It's just one area. So the curves are here, surfaces are here, everything. Edit mesh, mesh tools, all that stuff is like here. You don't have to change and go to somewhere else. So under the curves, I can go in let's see where they have that now. So we want to rebuild the curve. So now we have 8 spans, and we want maybe 16. I'm gonna do like double. So the shape doesn't change, it just added points and evenly spaced along the curve. Now, very important, this is the beginning of the curve, so we need to know that. And what I'm going to use is just a shape, a poly shape, to create this this whole kind of cylindrical pipe. So I'm going to go ahead and create a polygon cylinder and go and just modify it a little bit. So I don't need so many subdivisions. I'm okay with 12. Even less, I can go with 10. And I don't really need all the depth. Delete that. So here's the, I'm going to turn on the wireframe on shaded. So here's the shape. Since I modified that, the pivot point is like still down here. I just want to go and bring it, center the pivot. Now this curve is not going to help me there. I'm just going to bring it closer to. I'm going to bring it here so it's easier to work. I can also turn off the. I don't need to have that on right now. I can just select this guy, and I need to move it all the way up here. This is the beginning of the curve, and I needed to move it here. So I'm gonna go ahead and press C, go with the middle mouse over here, and just bring it. Now I'm gonna go to my side view again. Turn on the. So this is my shape. That's really. So it's really large. So I'm gonna press R and scale it to make it almost the same size as the image here. And I think that's about it. So I'm going to select. So the good side is like facing towards the curve. So notice that if I press F, here's the good side, here's the bad side. Obviously you want the good side to face the curve. Click the shape, shift select the curve, and go to components, extrude. Actually, this is yeah, extrude here. So that didn't work. Let me just do it again. Let me just double check on this curve. So this is the beginning of the curve, that's fine. Okay. Here's the extrude, that's the extrude selected component. And it didn't work. So let's let me reverse the curve direction and try it again.